Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on a Monday night. The pain is just starting to begin for many Americans and probably Canadians. And for many of us, it's going to increase. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm also going to talk about the increased chatter about global famine happening. Talk about that just a bit. And then I will also have, of course, have an awesome verse towards the end of the video. So stay tuned. But first, take a moment, if you can, to get out of the four walls and get some fresh air as you're able, if you can. If you have a quiet place outside, take advantage of that, even if it's like for 20 minutes. Okay. This dog and I were out there on our, just off of our patio. We have a little place set where we have a bench, and we just sat out there for a while. It was before it got dark, and it was peaceful. We just, it's a quiet place. It was quiet around here then, so and it usually is at that time. And we just sat quietly, watched the dogs, watched the birds, squirrels, the trees, and it was pretty peaceful. And it was just, after a long day, it was just nice to just kind of take some deep breaths out there and just, chill for a little bit. And it was nice. It can improve your mood and make you feel a little better. So I urge you to do that if you can. A record number of Americans are suffering, and that's going to increase. And this, according to a Gallup poll, the number of Americans that say they are suffering right now has surpassed 2008 crisis levels. Again, this is according to a Gallup poll. Get into that for just a little bit more here in a minute. Now, this is coming just as, and I read about this yesterday, where our government has green-lighted another $800 million in aid to assist Ukraine, Mr. Zelensky. This is going on while many Americans, again, continue to suffer under high inflation, crime, and a collapsed border. That's a problem. More than we know. Again, according to another Gallup survey, new data is pointing to an increase in the misery index for many Americans. Now, this is largely due to several big things. I mean, we have real wages are trending lower. Many of you and many people have had some pay raises, but it's getting eaten up. It's getting just wiped clean and then some by the ever increasing inflation. So you have real wages are trending lower. Cost of living is skyrocketing, as we know. The employment market is softening. Hearing about more layoffs. Savings rate collapsing. Credit cards, more and more credit cards are getting maxed out. So you've got more people than ever in a long time using credit cards, and they're having to probably use them. Really a tale of two stories. I think in many cases, people are still have not learned their lesson and can't resist flipping out the credit card to buy things they don't really need. Then on the other hand, there's a good many people who are simply using the credit cards and maxing them out just to live. It's cost of living, food, a power bill, paying off a different credit card. And it's a vicious, crushing cycle. It really is. Also, the U.S. economy is now is in a technical definition of a recession. So, according to that survey, they asked Americans that took part in the poll, if you are thriving, are you struggling, or are you suffering? Only about 50% said they were thriving. Record number are in the suffering category. Now, this inflation, like I said, is just crushing. It is It is breaking down people like, and I think it's just getting cranked up, in my opinion. Eating away at any efforts to get ahead. We feeling that here, big time. Like I said, people relying on the credit cards more and more. Food prices could double and triple. They really could, and they probably will. You've got, we've come off the sugar high from a couple of years ago, the $6 trillion in stimulus funds that went out, cycled through the economy, gone, pissed away, all right? Now, some people use them to save a little bit, pay off a credit card, okay. But $6 trillion, it's like it made it worse. Stack the pantry best as you can, as quickly as you can, as you're able. Does add up quick. Stock your pantry best you can. I mean, really. Also going on, of course, the U.S. government. Now, this figure came out, remember the Afghanistan debacle? The United States government left over $7 billion in military equipment to the Taliban in Afghanistan when that terrible debacle, we just pulled out and left people behind. American citizens were left behind, didn't make it out. No telling how many lost their lives. There's no telling. We don't know. Left all that equipment, $7 billion. Enough for an army. Riding around, you got video out there riding around in Humvees. All those weapons. You also have Europe in a serious energy crisis, heading into a winter pretty soon. Their energy prices are going through the roof already. What are they going to be like when it gets cold? I don't know. It's going to be, I feel for them. And we're going to feel that too. Maybe not to that level. There's increased talk about a global famine. I think there's truth to that. Will it reach us here, United States? We're not completely insulated from that. We are to an extent, I believe, in my opinion. I think here the biggest issue, North America, biggest issue will be prices, where food prices are going to double and triple to where you're going to be priced out of being able to buy what you really need or want, or having a lot less choices. Other parts of the world could be very ugly. It really could. So that is a huge concern. So do all you can, whether it's stacking or a combination of it. Stack, grow. Those relationships going with your local people, your farmers, all right? Farmers markets, your neighbors. All right. You good back there? You good back there? You want to get on the video? I guess not. Maybe not. Okay, let me do the verse. Isaiah 43, chapter 43, verse 2. She waited till I was going to read the verse, didn't she? Isaiah chapter 43, verse 2 says, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze." Now, doesn't mean we're not going to suffer or we're going to go through trials and tribulations, but He is there. We must keep the faith. God is faithful. He will see us through it, and we win in the end, of course. So keep that in mind. Let that Let that comfort you. Keep the faith. All right. Don't let fear take over. All right. Let's take care. Let's watch over each other. Let's take care of each other. Give Ella one more chance. Ella, do you want to get up here? Ella? Ella. No. Okay. She's busy. She's good. Maybe next time. Again, beware out there. Let's be safe. God bless y'all. See you soon.